South Korean university professors have designed a toilet that generates power from human feces. It turns your poop into profit as well. So how does this work out? Well, the professors, like I said, have designed this toilet, and what it does is it converts human waste to, the methane from human waste to an energy source that helps to power the university itself. The BV toilet uses a vacuum pump to send feces into an underground tank, reducing water use. There, microorganisms break down the waste to methane, which becomes a source of energy for the building, powering a gas stove, hot water boiler, and solid oxide fuel cell. Cool. So this is great because it encourages students to poop on campus, but it also gives them points or currency that they can use on campus if they do this, right? So before I get to that detail, Cenk, do you want to jump in about this energy story?
Look, it's funny because they're literally piling up poop points, and they're using it to get food, which then ironically turns into more poop points. But I love it. It's wonderful that they are heading in a right direction. Look, we are in favor of renewable energies, and is human waste one of those? Yes. And so we got to do the best we can, and we have got to get off of fossil fuels. And so if this works and it helps to power a part of the building, that's fantastic. And so, I mean, of course, the right wing does their crazy irony where they're like, don't worry about it. Scientists will figure out an answer and we'll get out of the climate change problems if they actually exist. So do you believe they exist? Because you just said you believe in the scientists. Oh, no, I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in 99% of the world's scientists. Well, which one is it? Okay.
We couldn't come up with something a little better than this. Like, do we really want to encourage people to poop in public spaces?
Well, look,
I mean, that's a significant downside to this, right? I'm just saying. And also, like, I feel like every solution that we've seen in regard to climate change has been focused on the individual as opposed to the fossil fuel companies. Like, that's where the real problem is, right?
Yeah.
I don't okay, this is fine. I know I'm being a Debbie Downer about it. I don't want to be like inundated with like poop smells in the fight against climate change. Like, haven't we taken enough pain in the form of paper straws? Like, how much further are we gonna go here? Because it's not about the individual, it's about the fossil fuel companies. It's about the very corporations that have polluted the planet, that have released CO2 into the atmosphere. Those are the people who should be held accountable. Those are the behaviors that need to be changed. And this is fine, I'm not against it, fine, go through with it. But like, how much more uncomfortable do we need to be in the fight against climate change as individuals, when this is really, it needs to be a collectivist effort, of course, but again, it's about the corporations.
Well, look, so first of all, I thought for sure what you were gonna say, how much more crap do we have to take? And so apparently the answer is a lot. And like I said, look, it's kind of amusing that they're all in this awkward position where they're comparing their poop points. And so, and it goes on their cards and they can buy things with it.
Yeah,
and people are like looking at each other's poop cards and so this is, but
don't show me that.
Yeah, but look, to Anna's point, every time, and then you see that depressing story about recycling and how it might be partly a trick by the plastics companies. Oh no, right? And so every time I'm going to throw away a Coke can or the paper that we use, etc., I think we got to do a much larger solution. And the thing that does larger solutions is the government. It could literally have 1 billion times the impact that we do on an individual level.
Yep.
So while we're killing ourselves measuring our own poop, like our government is barely doing anything about it. Trump, of course, set us back 4 years, but Biden right now is twiddling his thumbs, talking about filibusters and parliamentarians and how he's got to get the permission of Joe Manchin and Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
So why doesn't he get up off the toilet and actually do something, right? And so
let me give you the other details because we mentioned the poop points, but some of you have no idea what that is. We haven't given you those details. So You get points when you defecate in one of the university bathrooms, right? And they created a specific cryptocurrency to award the students who use the bathroom in that way.
Well, it takes a lot of mining to be fair, so you earn that.
By the way, that's the other thing. You got to do the cryptocurrency mining, and that can be dangerous to the environment. Think about it. No, we got to do it with the fossil fuel companies. Come on. We got to do away with the fossil fuel companies. We got to shift to renewable energy. That's the most important thing to focus on when it comes to combating climate change. But the currency that they created for this is aptly named Ghoul. And students who use the toilet are rewarded with 10 units of digital currency called Ghoul per day. Ghoul, which means honey in Korean,
if you say so,
can be used at a market on campus to buy items like bananas, stationery, and instant cup noodles. And they have fun images, illustrations to help people understand how the process works. I guess we could put that up so you guys can see. Lots of fun.
I'm pretty sure I knew how that process worked, so we can take that image off. Like, if you at this point are not familiar with how that process works, you're gonna need more help than we can give you. Here we are. Please, for God's sake, take it off the screen. Okay.
No, I got to read one quote from a student who thinks this is great. So the student says, "I had only ever thought that feces are dirty, but now it is a treasure of great value to me."
No, it's not.
I even talk about feces during meal times to think about buying any book I want. See, this is what happens.
This is what we're reduced to.
This is what we're reduced to because we're not holding fossil fuel companies accountable.
Yeah, look, again, there's nothing wrong with this program, and I applaud this program, and we should try to use renewable energy in every way. Now, having said that, recently on a show I talked about if they come back from the future, what would they tell us, right? Because the Earth is burning right now, and we've told you endless stories about the fires, the 5 hurricanes at once, the 1,000-year storms, you know all that. So if they come back, they'd be like, guys, you're making South Korean students track their poo, but you wouldn't end the fossil fuel companies that were burning the planet to the ground. There's nobody left in the future. We're barely surviving because you guys were worried about the frickin' stock market and what would happen to the portfolios of the really wealthy if you took away oil and gas interests.
Cenk, the Chicago school has told me that markets are rational.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Markets are rational.
Yeah, and there
Lots of rational things happening because of the market.
No, but so last thing on that, to turn this halfway ridiculous story into something real, right? Look, the libertarians tell you, no, eventually the market will adjust, except when it's already too late. That's the part they leave out. So there was literally a libertarian who said about the building collapse in Miami, well, it's okay because now people will be more careful about the buildings they live in, except for the over 150 people who are already dead. Okay, so but the libertarians don't think about that. Now take that and expand that to the whole planet, right? Oh no, it's okay. After we burn this planet to the ground, we'll know next time that we should have stopped the fossil fuel companies earlier. So that's when we move to planet B. There is no planet B, and there is no plan B. So stop burning this planet right now. But nope, they're not gonna stop. Infinite greed. They're gonna keep digging and digging, literally in this case, until there's almost nothing left.
I mean, if there's flooding in your neighborhood because of climate change, just sell your house.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro literally said that. And they think that's the right wing's idea of a smart person. After your house is flooded, why don't you just sell it? I bet everybody would buy it at the same price, right? And people are like, oh, he's so smart. Oh, after you die in a collapsed building, why don't you move to a different building? After you burn this planet down, why don't you move to a different planet? And that's the right wing's version of intelligence. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.